It's 1999, the best of times and the greatest of times. The world hasn't slipped into a cyberpunk dystopia yet, and America is still a beacon for hope and power, not just a shadow of its former self. In the middle of Michigan, we meet an awkward group of friends living their best lives. We've got Jim Levinstein, the awkward and relationship naive teen. He's doted on by his parents and has literally no experience with women, outside of his broken VHS player and a tube sock. Next, we have Jim's best friend, Kevin. Kevin considers himself to be the leader of his friendship group, but judging from the size of his body, I could easily kick his witty ass. He's also dating pre-cocaine Tara Reid, and by extension, that chick from Russian Doll. The next two members of the group are Oz and Finch. Oz is the confident yet inexperienced lacrosse jock, who has a heart of gold and an awkward streak with the ladies. Finch, on the other hand, is a sophisticated hipster, drinking mocha chocolates and reading classic literature. Along for the ride is Uber Chad Stifler. All of the kids are unique, but aside from Stifler, all of them share a common characteristic. They're all good Christian boys who have never been with a woman. This presents the first theme of the movie, innocence, or the concept of not yet being corrupted by society. This innocence is nurtured by Jim's awkward father, who consistently tries to give him advice on relationships and growing up. Nearing the end of the school year, the group find themselves at one of Stifler's house parties. Here, each one of them strike out in one way or another, leading to humiliation, depression, or subsequent dumping. This only gets worse when they see a nerdlinger called Sherman, better known as the Shermanator, seeing off a Sheila from the party the next morning. He brags to them about his conquest, therefore demonstrating another theme of this movie, social expectations, also known as peer pressure. Annoyed and frustrated, Kevin leaps up and makes a speech that harkens back to the days of Alexander the Great.
Go home and tell them that your king, Alexander, conqueror of the Persians, Medes, Bactrians and Scythians.
Next, he proposes a pact, vowing to finally get with a girl before prom and graduation. Look, before we go any further with this, can we just please keep in mind that before anyone tries to cancel anyone, keep in mind that this movie is one from the 1990s. Not because of the themes that may be offensive or like the stuff that's going on, the adult content, but because of the fact that men nowadays would be unwilling or too scared to actually declare such a feat, that they're going to pursue it, okay? Instead, they'd probably be more willing to donate money to their favourite VTuber or livestream themselves playing Dota 2 for hours on end. So just saying, there is a deep generational divide here. Throughout the next few weeks, the lads set their plans into motion. After his girlfriend dumped him, Kevin works hard to win her back. Getting advice from her BFF and his older brother, younger Ben Affleck, they reveal that he needs to switch up his tactics and get some damn empathy. After combining this advice with some skills he stole from a Bible of Love techniques, he wins Vicky back and sets himself on a course towards his goal. The next one to try out his plan is Finch. Due to his hoity-toity nature, he refuses to elaborate on his plans. However, the others start to hear about rumours regarding his supposed bedroom capabilities, combat skills, and numerous relationships. Turns out, the cheeky little bugger has paid Vicky's friend Jessica to spread rumours about him on the grapevine, like some sort of douchebag Jay Gatsby. Due to the power of social gossip, this proves to be a roaring success, as girls everywhere claim to be with him. The only one objecting is Stifler. Angered, he spikes Finch's cappuccino mochaccino grande latte, with no sugar, with a laxative. Desperate, Finch is forced to overcome his borderline OCD germophobia by rushing to the public toilets. It turns out that this ends up being the female toilet, where he promptly has explosive diarrhea. When he leaves the room, he finds a crowd of people laughing at him, therefore dismantling his plan. This is another key theme of the film, public humiliation, one of the many things in this movie that I relate to. Next up to the plate is my man Oz. Oz takes a less direct approach to the pact by joining the school's choir, partially for the pact itself, and partially because he wants to lose his reputation as a jock. At first, the lads lay shit on him, but he quickly wins the affection of Heather, another student who's going through her own unfair stereotype of being up herself. He practices hard enough to get her attention, then wins her love when he ditches his lacrosse final to be in the choir competition with her. They perform a duet worthy of Glee, the early seasons, not the shitty later ones, and win the approval of the audience.
This one's for you, Artie!
With everyone else achieving success and disappointment, it all falls on the weak, girlish shoulders of the protagonist, Jim. Already slightly whacked in the head, Jim proceeds to force himself upon a pie after Oz likens it to unchristian content. At this stage of the film, I became bored with the movie, so I decided to try the pie thing myself. No, I didn't try the skid at all, okay? That'd be fucking weird, and honestly, it'd probably burn quite a lot, okay? Just, nah, not doing that. Look, let's just keep the apple crumble away from there, lads, if you know what I mean, and get on with the video, yeah. When we combine his skinny white tendencies with his social awkwardness, it seems as if Jim will never finish his part of the pact. That is, until a foreign exchange student becomes his study buddy out of nowhere. She offers to come to his place for a cheeky study sesh, only for Jim to panic and set up a webcam so he can prove that he's fulfilling the pact. Look, instead of summarising what happened here, I'm just gonna it's unchristian content, okay? Plain and simple, Jim blows it. In the most literal sense of the word, he blows it live on webcam in front of many people, Blink 182 included, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Not saying that it's not relatable, but after this, Jim becomes a social pariah, and as a result gets roasted wherever he goes. This stigma follows him for many years to come, leaving his prom chances well and truly dead in the water, much like America's economy 3 years after this film.
Over the past few weeks, many Americans have felt anxiety about their finances and their future.
However, the film has a mid-movie crossover with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, giving him the opportunity to hook up with Willow's naive older ego, Michelle. She's the only one that doesn't roast him, so he invites her to prom. So, prom night arrives, and everything seems to be on course. Until, of course, everyone reveals that they're not feeling good about their pact. However, everyone gets back in the mood when Sherman is roasted by his date, and after an impromptu appearance by Calvin Klein.
I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet.
Their spirits renewed, they all decide to go to Stifler's party. As the night goes on, the prophecy slowly becomes fulfilled. Kevin and Vicky follow through before breaking up when Kevin realises that each of them are moving away to separate locations for college. Oz is just happy to be with Heather, while Finch gets his revenge on Stifler by seducing his mum. Finally, Michelle reveals that she's not as innocent as she seems and practically puts Jim into a Kamara lock for the night. The next morning, mixed feelings are coming through, but the pact has been fulfilled. Some people have broken up, others are in love, while Jim's just happy to have been used. Meanwhile, Stifler walks in the next morning and collapses. Such is the end result of a wacky high school coming-of-age story. Later that week, they all go out for breakfast, and in a show of maturity, keep tight-lipped about their experiences. This scene illustrates a key theme: coming of age, as illustrated by maturity. The team toast to the next step in their lives, specifically 3 great sequels and a series of mediocre straight-to-DVD spin-offs.